how you doing? My name is Dr. Sami Bayer. Please welcome back to my channel. The effects of a narcissist mother on her children and how to deal with her. That is the title of today's episode. What is a narcissistic mother? Someone with narcissistic personality disorder or a narcissist will not and cannot change. A narcissistic mother will not change. She cannot change. For the narcissistic mother, it's all about me, myself, and I, and nobody else should ever dare to steal the spotlight from her. That is what she believes. The narcissistic mother, she believes she's entitled to that spotlight. She's incredibly self-absorbed. It is one rule for her, another rule for everyone else. That is the narcissistic mother. A narcissistic mother is unable to give their child the full attention and validation they need to feel loved and emotionally secure. And this may impact the child's beliefs, behaviors, and self-esteem well into adulthood. If your mother is a narcissist, she may seem self-sacrificing, like someone who's always doing things for her kids and never thinking of herself. But that involvement is self-serving. She does it because she wants attention and needs to be involved in every decision. A narcissistic mother may feel entitled or self-important. She may seek admiration from others. She believes she's above others. She's special. She lacks empathy. A narcissistic mother exploits her children. She puts others down. A narcissistic mother is hypersensitive to criticism. She believes she deserves special treatment. So if you are an adult, the narcissistic mother may be too involved in your life. She might make what you do more about her than you. For instance, if you're planning a wedding, she may refuse to come because you've invited your father, who probably they are not in good terms with. And when you talk or you're discussing something with your narcissistic mother, most likely she'll shift the focus back to her. In addition, a narcissistic mother may use her children to advance her own goals and wishes at the expense of the child's desires and even emotional or physical needs. The narcissistic mother can either be the grandiose narcissist, who needs to be the loudest or shine the brightest, or she can also be the vulnerable narcissist, who has to compete about who suffered the most. The narcissistic mother lacks empathy for everyone except herself. If your mother is a narcissist, she may be emotionally manipulative and coercive. Your narcissistic mother may not see you for who you are inside, apart from you being an extension of her. Your narcissistic mother could have trouble understanding and accepting your feelings. She may get anxious or angry when she feels rejected or criticized. So let's look at signs of a narcissistic mother. She wants to control you. When you try to assert yourself, it will result in anger with a narcissistic mother. It will result in rejection and hostility. She doesn't appreciate your attempts to individuate, as it means that you're going to be less available to serve her needs. Another sign of a narcissistic mother, she treats her children as an extension of herself. The narcissistic mother, her children are effectively her trophy. Everything good the children do is considered a reflection of her. That is her superior genetics. That is her hard work in raising the children. She'll keep on praising herself, and she'll even dramatize it all. A narcissistic mother can go as far as stealing someone else's credit. For instance, she may say that she worked extremely hard to educate her children, when in reality it is the children's father who paid for the children's school fees. A narcissistic mother her love is conditional. A narcissist mother is only interested in how you and your achievements reflect on her. Yes, she wants you to succeed, but only so that she can look good. The narcissistic mother may even become jealous if she feels you are doing too well, too much better than her. Sometimes daughters of narcissistic mothers may find themselves trying to be perfectionists falsely, just in a way of trying to win their mother's love, and they will never win it because it is manipulation. The narcissist mother loves playing children against one another. She loves triangulating her children. We all know about the narcissistic family dynamics. The narcissistic mother will make sure there is a golden child. The golden child is the child who is always right, who's perfect in the eyes of the narcissistic mother. And then there's this scapegoat child who will be blamed for everything else, unlike the golden child who's never wrong. Then sometimes the narcissistic mother can elect a lost child who is neglected. So by triangulating children against one another, the narcissistic mother keeps everyone in their place so that they can work for attention from the narcissistic mother. Now, if you are the only child of a narcissistic mother, she may even triangulate you with a cousin or a neighbor. She may still play that game of golden child, scapegoat child, lost child. She may put you in competition with a neighbor, cousin, an aunt, any other relative. Now, another sign of a narcissistic mother. She'll make sure there's petty rivalry she will always be in rivalry. She'll always be competing with her own children. Never shine a narcissistic mother in her talents or appearances, unless she's the one who wants you to be like that. And even when the narcissistic mother gets older, she eventually will become jealous and will try to put you down or to destroy you. The narcissistic mothers love gaslighting and manipulating you. They'll tell you how sensitive or crazy you are. They'll try to manipulate you. They'll make you question yourself, have doubts, fears. They'll call you selfish because you've refused to spend time with them, helping them in something, behaving like a maid. And they'll blackmail you by saying you are selfish, just to manipulate you. Another sign of a narcissistic mother: they will play the Munchausen syndrome. They'll pretend to be ill so that they can get the attention. They can be the center of attention. The narcissistic mother will belittle you. They'll praise you one moment, then the next moment they are hard on you. They are hurting your emotions. They're belittling you. They're humiliating you in front of others. Narcissistic mothers love giving damaged goods as gifts to their children. This, in a way, is to show you that you are unworthy. Narcissistic mothers are unpredictable. One time they are love bombing you, showering you with affection and love when they want something from you, and they'll ignore you when everything is fine with her. Narcissistic mothers are all about appearances. How they appear to those whose opinion matters to them is what is most important to them. They might spend a lot of time trying to impress their neighbors, their employers, their bosses, and those people who they think or they consider worth their time. That is the narcissistic mother. Narcissistic mother cannot see your point of view. They'll be unwilling to understand you or even acknowledge your point of view. They may ignore you, belittle you, or undermine you. So, more characteristics of a narcissistic mother: she constantly makes the conversation to be about her. She'll make you feel anxious and often lower your confidence. The narcissistic mother will be ruthless and unforgiving, doing anything she can to be on top. She'll brag about your achievements to others, but rarely validate or acknowledge you personally. The narcissistic mother is well liked and important to others, but controlling and harsh when no one is looking. The narcissistic mother blames others for any problems you may have that stem from her behavior. She makes you feel bad for not doing what she wants immediately. She makes you feel guilty by boasting about how much she does for you. In short, you need to ask yourself these questions to see if your mother is a narcissist. Can she handle negative feedback? Does she seem overly concerned about how she looks to others? Does she need you to prop her up with compliments and positive feedback? Does she need others to know she's the most overworked and appreciated or giving mother? Does she make it clear you owe her? Do you feel you need to be a certain way or achieving something for her love and approval? Does she feed off attention in ways that feel uncomfortable or over the top? If you answer many of the questions with a yes, and your narcissistic mother's behavior is consistent over time, then you can consider that your mother is a narcissist. So what do you do if your mother is a narcissist? Number one, you can set boundaries. Make sure you have healthy boundaries between you and your mother. In short, make sure you know what is fine, what is okay, and what is not fine. What is okay to do, you must have a boundary. Secondly, be calm. Don't react to your mother's insults. She may push you to act emotionally. Narcissists love when people react. They'll do anything, but they want a reaction from you. Because that means they can control you. They want to feel that they can change your moods, make you angry, make you happy, play around with your emotions. So, for you to have power with your narcissistic mother, is to stay calm. Don't react emotionally. Plan your responses. Know when to quit when you are with a narcissistic mother. Know when you need to exit. Then let go and accept that your mother, narcissistic mother, is a narcissist and you can't do anything about it. You cannot make her happy and be perfect son or daughter because it's just impossible, maybe. So let go of these thoughts. Try to accept your narcissistic mother, that it's not your fault that she's a narcissist. Remember that her hurtful words and her actions are just part of the narcissism. Another way of dealing with your narcissistic mother is to have some confidence. As you recognize your narcissistic mother's narcissism, you should also recognize your own self-worth. That you're important also. That you have some strengths with you. Focus on hobbies, on things that make you happy, things that enhance your skills and boost your confidence. Have some support system. You can have a support system of friends, teachers, co-workers, or other family members that you're close to who show you empathy and who care about you. Another way of dealing with the narcissistic mother is to get help. Talk to a counselor. They can help you understand how narcissism affects you and how you can break the cycle. Then step away also. Sometimes it may be best to have limited or no contact with your mother, especially if she's very abusive or violent. Instead, focus on the things you can control. So sometimes no contact is the only way to deal with a narcissistic mother if your growth and happiness is a priority to you. So what you should not do if your mother is a narcissist, don't expect an apology from her. Don't try to fix or heal her. You can't change her personality. Narcissists don't change. Most of these narcissists grew up with narcissistic parents. So they were hurt by those narcissistic parents. They have no control over their narcissism. So you cannot fix or heal them. So don't compare your narcissistic mother to others. Try to have the best relationship with your narcissistic mother. Try to find out what you love doing together. Then do it. Focus on that. So in conclusion, remember that signs of narcissistic personality disorder that your mother may also show include a strong sense of grandiosity. That is high levels of self-esteem, self-importance, self-confidence, and feeling like they are superior to others. Arrogant attitude or behavior, taking advantage of others to get what they want, believing they are unique or special, exaggerating achievements and talents, excessive need for admiration, feeling envy toward others or thinking others envy them, lack of empathy, fantasies of brilliance, power, success, sense of entitlement. That is, they deserve special treatment just for being who they are. How to deal with a narcissist in a relationship. How to handle a narcissist in a relationship. You remember, being in a narcissistic relationship, it's a tough job. It's difficult. It's painful. It's not easy. Dealing with a narcissist in a relationship is, without a doubt, extremely challenging. So, if you are in a narcissistic relationship, maybe you are trying to co-parent with a narcissist, you'll find it very difficult to connect and communicate with these people. So if you're dealing with a narcissist, you need to find ways to cope with the narcissist behavior. You need to know how to deal with them. Remember, narcissists are people who lack empathy. They are selfish, self-centered, egocentric, egotistic individuals. Very arrogant. They only care about their needs. It's me with the narcissist. I, me. They use and discard. They use you for their own selfish gains. They are very envious human beings. They want everything to revolve around them. They want to be on the limelight. They want to be at the center of attention. Now, if you're dealing with a narcissist who loves exaggerating their achievements, who needs constant acknowledgement, you need to know how to handle them. You need to know how to deal with them. Number one, you need to understand narcissistic behavior. For you to handle a narcissist, for you to deal with a narcissist, you need to understand everything about narcissism. You need to understand and identify how narcissists behave. You see, if you have this narcissistic person in your life, maybe it's a narcissistic spouse, a boyfriend or girlfriend, you need to understand that they constantly seek admiration by dominating conversations or dismissing your achievements. So, lacking empathy is one of the behaviors that all narcissists will show. They have this inability to understand your emotions. So you need to recognize these traits that narcissists have. They lack empathy. To address the challenges of being in a relationship with a narcissist, you need to know their behavior. They lack empathy. They're very selfish, egocentric, egotistic. They only care about, it's always about their needs. They need constant praise, constant validation, constant attention. So you need to understand the narcissist completely. Now, the other way to handle a narcissist is to communicate effectively. We know that effective communication, clear and assertive communication, is key to dealing with a narcissist. So instead of accusing the narcissist and saying that you always make everything about you, you can tell the narcissist your feelings. Use the I statements. You can say you feel unappreciated, you feel unheard, and you continue with that statement. Again, you need to have some boundaries in place. That way you'll be able to maintain a healthy balance in that relationship. So to handle a narcissistic relationship, you need to practice what we call self-care. You need to take good care of your health. You need to take good care of your well-being. Because being in a relationship with a narcissist is draining. It is tough. It can be emotionally draining. And it's very stressing. So you need to practice self-care. Engage in self-care activities that will give you happiness, will bring you joy, will bring you relaxation. So what are your hobbies? What do you love doing that uplifts you up? Is it reading a book? Is it reading a novel? Is it meditation? Is it practicing mindfulness? So focus on those hobbies, things that you love doing. And you will have a good health. Establish a strong support system as well. And when I talk about a support system, I mean trusted friends, trusted family members, people who understand the kind of person you are, people who understand you, people who understand the challenges you're facing. Surround yourself with this kind of people. Let them build you up. Let them be there for you when you are at your worst in that narcissistic relationship. So when you're dealing with a narcissistic relationship, you also need to set boundaries. Set firm boundaries. Establish those boundaries and make sure you have consequences in place. It is very important to have and to establish those firm boundaries in that narcissistic relationship. Express clearly what behaviors you're going to tolerate from that narcissist and what behaviors you're not going to tolerate. What are these unacceptable behaviors? You need to be consistent in enforcing these boundaries for your well-being, for your mental health. Again, when dealing with the narcissist, avoid blame game, because the narcissist will often deflect blame onto others. So don't engage in the blame game with the narcissist. Focus on constructive solutions. So if your narcissistic spouse, girlfriend or boyfriend shifts blame, starts blaming you for something, for something that went wrong, keep away from that conversation. Encourage some open dialogue and problem solving instead. Don't allow yourself to be blamed for something that you've not done, because the narcissist is a master in doing this. Now, if you're dealing with a narcissist, also try to seek professional help. No, see this counselor, see this therapist. They can provide some valuable guidance, because mental health professionals, they will help you to navigate the challenges of a narcissistic relationship. They'll give you tactics and strategies to cope with some behaviors. They'll help you in developing healthy communication patterns. So, to also deal with a narcissistic relationship, you can evaluate that relationship. Look at that relationship. Ask yourself questions. Assess the overall health of that relationship. Are the positives more than the negatives in that relationship? Do the positives outweigh the challenges of that relationship? If you find the narcissistic relationship damaging to your well-being, if you find it toxic, then you need to reevaluate that relationship. Should you sustain it? Is it sustainable? To handle a narcissist, also encourage accountability. Encourage your narcissistic partner to take responsibility for their actions. Let them be accountable for their actions, because narcissists hate that with passion. Dealing with a narcissistic partner requires patience. It requires effective communication. It requires commitment to self-care. You need to set boundaries. You need to have some support system. You need to encourage effective communication through open dialogues. You need to develop some resilience to deal with a narcissistic relationship. Remember, your mental health, your well-being is very important. You need to put yourself first. You need to prioritize your happiness. You need to prioritize your mental health. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you've learned a thing or two. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you've not done so. Thank you. Please subscribe.